from Oregon to Iowa. Where's lots of cows? We'll hear your stories. Where's our super host? We're down on the mic. It will be a blast. Backstage Pass. But you're the cat.
Maybe one of you can take us back to your first week on the job. What do you remember about that first week?
Well, I know that for me, the first week on the job was pretty exciting. The vision program was new. So I wasn't just a new one. Everybody in our program was new here, and we were new to even the people who were at the ESD. And what I remember the best is that the ESD didn't understand that we had to buy canes for our students. And they were asking things like, well, do you have to buy canes? Is there a way we can get around buying canes? Can't they buy canes themselves? You know, just starting from scratch and helping develop the rules and the guidelines for a program was really fun.
Wow. How long ago was that, Julia?
30 years ago.
Amazing. How about you, Amy? What do you remember?
Well, I was actually volunteering at Head Start because my son was going there. Anyway, I got recommended for the job, a placement in the classroom, and it was pretty wild, but I loved it. Loved working with kids. It's been a long time ago.
Hey, Lori, how about you?
So when I started in early intervention, early childhood special education, it was a really small program. And I just remember I was the only OT at that time because the program was so small. And there was a OT assistant and a PT assistant, and they pretty much trained me. They were so awesome to learn from, and just learning from all the teachers and everything. It was a great experience.
Wow. So thinking back from then and just fast forwarding to now, just something that stuck with you over your course of your career as you're talking to your peers here.
When I first started getting into orientation mobility, I thought, well, I wonder how long I'll last in this program, before I get bored and I want to move on. But when I got into the program and you're teaching birth through 21, well, there's no room for ever being bored because there's so many different age groups and there's so many different ways of being blind. There's always more to learn. And here I am at the end of my career, and I'm excited because I'm learning new ideas all the time. And I have new younger O&Ms coming in, and they're teaching me how to be more open-minded and how things have changed. And it's like you just keep learning. It doesn't go away.
I really agree with what Julia said. I feel like I've learned so much on this job, and I don't ever stop learning. There's always new situations, new people to learn from. And I feel like all of those little lessons kind of build together to help you to provide to families and give little pieces to families. It's just been very rewarding. I'm never bored. There's no time to be bored.
I've yet to meet an educator who told me that they were bored.
I know. And to think, I wonder how long I'll be until I get bored. No boredom.
Amy, what's coming up for you?
I think over my 30 years, I've worked in EI, ECSE, multimedia department for about 3 years, and then decided that I wanted to go back and work with students again. I think my calling was just working with students. I enjoy it. It's challenging sometimes, frustrating, but I don't think I'd have it any other way.
What inspired you to get into education?
So before I was in OT, I was a junior accountant, and I worked there for about 10 years, and I liked my job. I liked the people I worked with, but I felt I just started getting frustrating. There's got to be more to life. And so I decided to go back to school. My kids were little. My daughter was getting ready to start kindergarten. And I just did a bit of research, never had heard of occupational therapy, but just kind of searched catalogs. Back then, there was no internet, and found what I felt like really was fit for me. Then I was off. It was a good decision.
Well, as I said earlier, my son was receiving some special ed services from the ESD, and I was also volunteering at the Hillsborough Head Start. And so, I was just really grateful that those services were out there, and the fact that I've always wanted to work with kids anyway. So I wanted to be able to give back a little something that was given to my son. So that's how I kind of started.
Julia, 41 years ago, what got you to get going?
Ever since third grade, I wanted to be a teacher. So when I was in third grade, I had this beautiful teacher, Mrs. Wolf, and we were doing math. And I remember in class, I was crying. And I thought, I do not understand this at all. And I think we're doing multiplications. And I thought, I'm not catching on to this. And I just started crying. And she came over and she said, oh, honey, no one understands this. That's why we're here today. We're all learning. The feeling she made me feel when I felt so frustrated and crying in class, to all of a sudden I was that relief, like, oh, I'm not stupid. And I thought, I'm going to grow up and just be like Mrs. Wolf one day. And then when I was in fourth grade, I wanted to be like my fourth grade teacher. When I was in fifth grade, I wanted to be my fifth grade teacher, all the way up through high school. And then I realized in high school, I guess it doesn't matter what I'm going to teach. I just want to be a teacher.
So any advice that you have for novice educators coming in?
I think for my area in orientation mobility, it's an area of liability. We're teaching students how to cross streets. We're doing public transportation. Like, make sure you know the protocol. And so it's a lot of responsibility, and to take that real serious. And make sure the district and the parents and the other teachers know who you are and what you're doing. Make sure people know what you do. Don't hide who you are. Make sure you're visible.
I'd say don't come in feeling like you need to know everything. There's just so many good, valuable people that work here, and we all support each other. Find your team and really belong to it.
Don't be afraid to speak out what's on your mind. If you see something that needs improvement or something that you feel could be changed for the better, don't be afraid to speak out about that too. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You learn as you go. Just take one day at a time.
What's something that has surprised you about working in education? Like something you didn't expect?
I didn't expect to stay in it for so long. I mean, I thought I would be finished a while ago, but I'm not ready to leave now. I really enjoy it.
My husband has recently retired and has asked me, when are you planning on retiring? He asked me a lot. I just don't feel like I'm ready to retire because I love my job so much and it's part of my identity. So I don't know, maybe when I can't get off the floor anymore from playing with the kids, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Are you surprised that you can still get off the floor?
Yeah, some days more than others.
I don't know if it would be a surprise or not, but I think that I got a real eye-opener being a parent, being on the other side of it. As a parent, you have these expectations and you have all these ideas and things that you want for your children and expectations for educators. And then when you get on the other side of it, you see a different perspective, which is really sometimes truly humbling. And so I've had a better appreciation over the years of being able to have those perspectives.
So just if you could share a proud moment, like something in your career that brings you pride, something you're proud of.
Some of the times that I'm the happiest and so excited is when there's been a parent who has a baby with some kind of medical condition and they're just so worried and they don't know what to think. And then, after a while, they start to be more relaxed about the situation. And then when they call you or text you or email you about a milestone that the child made, and you can just see how proud they are of that child, and that makes my day.
When I taught in the classroom, sometimes it was hard to see the immediate result of teaching someone, their science information. But for orientation mobility, like the student can't cross a street, and now my blind student can cross the street. Well, that's gives you great pride. You're creating the student who wasn't independent, and now they can start going out and being independent in their life. So one of these students I had since first grade through 12th grade, and then he graduated. And 5 years ago, he came back and he asked me if I could teach him the route from his house in Hillsborough to get to the mall. And he said he was having trouble at a couple of intersections. And I just felt so proud that he came back to me in his mid-20s and felt free enough to call me and say, the Commission for the Blind doesn't have time right now. I got a new job, but I can't get over these intersections. Could you come help me? And then a year ago, he asked me to come to his wedding and be his witness. And my name is on his marriage certificate. So I feel like for him, he's like, I think 31 years now. I don't know. That gives me, great pride, that I could have been there for someone like that.
Oh, Julia, you just made me tear up there. I'd like to read you all a couple of quotes from folks who know you. This is from Jessica, who is a parent that works with Lori. And she says, "You have done so much for our family. You go above and beyond in all that you do. You changed our lives and taught us to thrive with our kiddos. Because of you, we became a resource family. Thank you for always being our biggest cheerleader. You make lives better."
That's so sweet. What a great family, too.
Amy, I can't believe it's 30 years. Congratulations. The kids and the staff are so lucky to have you in their lives for so many years. You've just made a world of difference to all of the people that have been able to work with you. You're the best.
Oh, that's nice. I miss her too.
Julia has been always very advocating for her students and is very devoted to her work.
She's extremely good, at with her work. She's also very funny.
Julia is really an amazing teacher. She will fight for you and make sure you get everything you need. She just really will fight for you and really give you the O&M education you deserve and you should get, but not everyone does.
Her lessons are amazing. She makes me do stuff that I don't want, but they help me out, and she's an amazing teacher.
We all joke and we call Julia the U-turn queen, and her van's called U-turn because, inevitably she's gonna have to sneak in a U-turn. So she's just gotten the nickname of the U-turn queen. So, we love you, U-turn queen.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Clearly, you have made huge impact in people's lives. I just wanted to thank you for so many years of service in such a meaningful way.